Hello, V Gates. My name is Monica Leon, and this is Books and Beauty, where I talk about books while doing my makeup. Granted, my makeup is on, but this video won't be that long, so I figured, why not? Do not mind the fact that I look like I'm in some type of sleepwear. It is a t-shirt dress. I am apparently channeling my inner Yeezy right now, so no, this is a dress. Proof dress. But anyways, so I wanted to talk about the books that I think that are worth your time. Like, I've recently read these are the new releases of 2021, and these ones are worth your time. And some of these are horror, which is very rare because I don't do horror very often. But let's get started. So Rock Paper Scissors by Alice Feeney. This one is about a man and a woman. They're pretty much on their last leg of their marriage, and they got gifted a retreat, and it's kind of like in a church in Scotland, I believe, in the middle of nowhere on a snowy day. And they get there and somebody is lying. Like, they kind of have secrets. Like, he's doing stuff purposely to like piss her off, and she's doing stuff like, even in the first like chapter, she like got rid of his phone. Like, he got his phone, put it in the car, and she saw that and then like took it out purposely and stuff like that. And it's like, why did she do that purposely? It's because she wants him to focus on her. This is their last little leg. And then at the same time, there's like letters in between the chapters that are like when they first started and like how they got to here. It's very spooky. It's very atmospheric. There's a lot of stories. And let's just say at the end, there's like 3 different plot twists. So your mind will be blown at some point for sure. And like, yeah, I highly recommend this one. This is the best Alice Feeney one. And Ava, relax. For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. This one is about a man who is very gray, like personality. He's a good teacher, but the thing is, he does things purposely for their own good. So like, a student that he doesn't really like, even though he has a good paper, he will bump it down like a percentage, like a tiny bit. So like, let's just say it's an A+, he would actually do an A-. It's because he's trying to teach him a lesson that he's a snob and that, you know, maybe he should humble himself. And at the same time, he's messing with the teachers by like giving them something in their coffees without them knowing. And he's doing it because in his mind, he thinks it's for the best. He's like, I'm just trying to help out people. And then there ends up being a death at the school, and you don't really know who did it. And then there's a lot of confusion and a lot of assumptions. Like, this book is literally just assumptions that keeps going down a hole and a hole and a hole and a hole, and it literally just has a ripple effect. And even though the core cause of it is one person, but he made all this chaos because, you know, he thought he knew best, basically. But yeah, this is actually my favorite Samantha Downing. I highly recommend it. Next one is Finley Donnelly is Killing It by Ellie Cosmo. Don't know how to say her name. This one I'm sure everybody has talked about. It's basically a cozy mystery comedy in a way. Like, it very much reads as if it's a show on Netflix, like a little comedy. And it's about a woman. She's down on her luck. Her husband has left her for another woman. She is having troubles with paying bills. She's not the greatest author, or at least she's not the most recognized author. She writes, but like, you know, they're not like blowing up or anything like that. And she's at a Panera with her editor, and she's talking about this murder mystery that she's doing. Ava, go somewhere. Murder mystery that she's doing, and somebody overhears it and thinks she's a hitman and like tries to hire her, and she's not going to do it. She's like, no, I'm not gonna do this. But the money is tempting because they gave her like, I think she gave her like $50,000 like up front, or like half of it. And she's like, I kind of need this money. She's like, I'll look into it. And when she looks into it, literally disaster like falls upon her. And I'm telling you, she's one of those quirky characters that like constantly like trips and like shit happens, and she's just like, I didn't do it, and then she tries to fix it. Like, that's exactly what this is. It's so fun. And apparently there is going to be, I think they said 4 books. And the second book is literally coming out next year. And then I think there's a show getting made out of it. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. I hope it stays good, because the problem is usually once you have a good book and you try to continue with that, it starts to get less fun. So hopefully it stays good. But the first book, highly recommend. And then Near the Bone by Christina Henry. Okay, so I'm not a horror person. I'm not I like horror movies, but I'm not a big horror in the books. And the reason is because a lot of books have like creature feature or paranormal activity. And this one actually has a creature. But the reason I like this book, and I give it a 5-star, is that the creature, for the most part, has nothing fucking to do with the book. Like, okay, so there's a woman and a man. They live in the middle of like nowhere up in the mountains. And he basically has imprisoned her. Like, she's not shackled, but she's a beaten wife. Like, he beats her. He's had her for a very long time. I'm not even sure what her age is, but you could tell like he's had her like for a very long. You know how those cult girls get, where they basically grew up in the cult, so then they don't know anything else, and then like they have a husband that they're forced upon them, and then they just do what their husband does because like they don't know anything else. That's her. She is like scared, petrified. He literally has her on a short leash. Like, he's like, go do this. And like, in a way, she's like timed. So if she takes too long, it's like, why did you take so long? And he does scriptures at her. Like, he's basically demanding that they have a child. Like, he like basically rapes her every night. Granted, it's sex, but like it's rape. And yeah, he's just like very religious fanatic. Well, one day while she's checking the traps, because it's getting to the point where, you know, it's snowing, so like they're trying to get as much meat as they can before like all the animals around them kind of like hibernate for the winter and stuff like that. So she's trying to like check the traps. Well, while she's checking the traps, she sees paw prints that are very big. And like, this could be a bear, but it's on his hind legs. And she tries to tell her husband, which at first her husband's like, what are you talking about? And basically kind of beats her. But then he eventually, I think he sees them too. So he's like, okay, well, we need to try to hunt this creature, because like this could feed us like all winter. And then they run into a guy who is basically, in a way, he thinks it's like Bigfoot. So he's trying to see if he can find Bigfoot. And when they run into each other, he notices that like this girl seems like she's kind of in trouble. So when the husband goes down to go get supplies in the neighboring like town that's like very far away, but he's gonna go down there and go get some supplies, the guy comes back with a friend to try to like help her. And she's like scared, because she's like, oh my god, you can't be here, you can't be here. And then it kind of goes from there. So like the creature is in it, but the actual villain is the husband. He is horrible. You just like are waiting for him to fucking die. Like, he is absolutely fucking horrible. And there's actually a mystery that gets solved in this book, which wasn't expecting that. But yeah, this one is really good. I'm telling you, if you don't like creatures, horror, I still highly recommend this, because a creature, in a way, is like there. He's like in the background. But he's not really the focus at all. It's the husband who's the awful person. And then the last one is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. This is my favorite one. Out of all these books, I recommend this one. And for a few reasons. One, it's super short. You can finish it within like an hour to 30 minutes. Like, honestly, it depends on how quickly you read, but it's so short, you could finish it. Two, it's in like email/instant messenger format. So like, it's super easy to read. And then three, it is fucked up. This is a horror that I didn't see coming. So it's about a woman. It was about two, like, they're lesbian women. And she goes on this forum to basically sell a apple slicer that her grandma gave her like a long time ago. She doesn't actually want to sell it, but like, she needs money. Like, her parents cut her off because she's a lesbian and she's doing really bad on rent. So she's trying to sell this because I guess it has some type of value. So she's trying to sell it for like $200 something for an apple peeler, which is like, okay. And this woman is like, I'll buy it, because I guess some famous person at one point used it. Like, she put it in her description. She was like, oh yeah, my grandma would get a kick out of the fact that, like, you know, this person used it and everything. I'll get it. And she basically tells her while she's selling it, because the woman asked, she's like, why are you selling this, by the way? And she tells her, when she's like, well, you know what, how about this? I will send you $1,000 and you can keep it and stuff like that. She's like, oh my God, that's so nice of you. She's like, yeah, it's fine. I have plenty of money. Like, you seem like you need it. You seem very nice. I'm gonna give you money. And then they start chatting on Instant Messenger, and then they kind of get feelings for each other. And I kind of can't say anything more else. Basically, just know that one takes advantage of the other, and it's in a way that you probably would never guess. Because I thought I knew what the story was gonna be about. I really did. And no, I was super wrong. And it's very fucked up. And it's wrong. And there's like one part in particular that just made me so fucking pissed off. Like, so fucking pissed off. And yeah, the ending is a little ambiguous, but to me, I'm like, it's clear what happens at the ending. Even though it's not said, it's clear. But like, a lot of people are like, oh, it just cuts off and everything. I'm like, yeah, it cuts off at a very good spot. You know what happens. Like, the author doesn't have to spell it out to you. But yes, it's good, and it's gross, and it's so manipulative, and it's just so sad that, like, what people will do when they're like lonely, and it's like so sad. But yeah, these are the ones that I recommend highly. These are 5 stars. I don't think you'll waste your time. Granted, it all depends on your taste. So like, if one of them doesn't sound like your taste, maybe you won't like it. But like, if these are your taste and everything like that, I highly recommend them. Definitely the last one, because it's super short. Like, you would literally take 30 minutes to an hour out your day and you will finish it. And then you will then curse me out because of the fact that it's like, why did I make you read it? And I'll be like, it was good though, wasn't it? It's like, I'm just saying, it was good, wasn't it? And you're gonna tell me no, and I'm disgusting. But it's okay, I will take that just so you can read it. But I gotta get to work. Talk to you later. Bye.